If you are preparing for the PMP exam, you must have heard the term agile mindset. What is agile mindset and how it differs from the traditional or what can be called as waterfall mindset? Hello, I am Daud Nasir, project management coach and trainer. In this video, I am going to demystify the term agile mindset by doing a comparison with the waterfall mindset using a real life example. This will help you to shift your thinking for the 50% or so agile and hybrid questions you will see on the PMP exam. The example I am using is from our daily lives, something most of us have experienced, taking a vacation. I am going to use the example when I went on an 18-day road trip with my family. I will use it to show what it looked like when we took the agile approach. The PMBOK guide defines agile mindset as a way of thinking and behaving underpinned by the 4 values and 12 principles of the Agile Manifesto. The first value of Agile mindset is individuals and interactions over processes and tools. In waterfall approach, following processes and using the prescribed tools is considered compliance. The project audits, even the standardized ones like CMMI, verify if the project team is following the processes and using the recommended tools. If not, then the auditor will mark it as a non-compliance. However, when we look at agile values, individuals and interactions among them is of prime importance. Now, how is it practiced? Through regular and frequent communications. Daily Scrum is a great example of that. Instead of checking if a process was followed, the follow-up is what an individual has achieved, what are their plans and what can stop them from achieving those plans. An individual's feelings, beliefs, and thinking are all important and considered a component of achieving the success. So, if we consider a successful vacation to be the one where we stayed at a particular type of hotel or always a 4-star hotel or eat specific type of food or visit certain places like must visit museums if we are in a new city or must see the top attraction, otherwise that's not good. That will be a predictive approach because we are following processes and using recommended tools and seeing it as the success. But that is not what we did. We took the agile approach. The day we left, we had not decided one single place we must see. Instead, it was all about enjoying. So every night we discussed what did we enjoy during the day, and based on that, what are we going to do tomorrow and the day after. Individuals and interactions, not processes and tools. The second is working software is of more value than comprehensive documentation. See, in predictive lifecycle, complete documentation like user manual, systems manual, standard operating procedures, and others are considered as important as the software itself. Without the documentation, the operations team, the customer, and sponsor will not accept the delivery of the software. The team will have to develop the whole solution before delivering it. Maybe not in all cases, but in most cases. However, in Agile, documentation comes later. The team must deliver working software in increments as early and as frequently as possible. The users and customer accept and welcome smaller working pieces of solution. Of course, there is no working software in a vacation, but the enjoyment, the moments we are cherishing years after was the output like the working software. We took many photos and made some videos, but this was not something that was important. The feeling of happiness and experiencing something new and different was of prime importance to us. We would just download photos to the laptop at the end of the day and did not see them until we were back home. The focus was on value and not documenting the experience. The third value is customer collaboration over contract negotiation. In predictive lifecycle, the team will work on perfecting the contract before inviting sellers to bid and engaging a seller. This is time consuming and may adversely affect the project. The project manager is focused on making sure the contract is so good that there won't be any problems later. One reason for that is the seller is being looked at the other party, an external party, or even as an opportunist who is after my money. Agile switches this thinking 180 degrees. It asks us to consider seller as one of us, someone who is with us on the journey to deliver the project, a party that is there to help us succeed and benefit from our success. So that is where collaboration becomes the key. There is no need to nail down every aspect of the contract. Instead, focusing on engaging the seller sooner and then work together, collaborate to deliver the project. This provides tremendous flexibility to both the buyer and seller. On vacation, there is not much contract negotiation per se, though hotel bookings or events booking can be such. We were 6 family members, my wife and I with 4 kids. So we did hotel negotiations, but that happened kind of on the spot. I booked the next night hotel the day before. So I remember when we reached Winnipeg, when I was asked how many staying, I said 6. The front desk lady told us that 6 are not allowed in the room I booked due to fire code. So we discussed solutions and she had a suite that accommodated us. Customer collaboration over contract negotiation. The fourth value is responding to change versus following a plan. Waterfall is all about detailed planning upfront and then following the plan. What happens when something is not going as per the plan? Project manager is stressed, stakeholders are freaking out, and the sponsor is upset. The thinking is that the plan has failed. Changes are frowned upon by almost everyone. So the impact is not technical only, but also behavioral and emotional. Agile comes as a beautiful alternative to this. Agile does have a plan, but the team builds this plan at a high level with the thinking that it can be changed or that it will change as details are filled in later. If it changes, everyone feels good about it. Why? Because it means the project is now better aligned to deliver something of value instead of just delivering something that was promised by the upfront detailed planning. For us, the overall plan was to be back in 18 days. I had 2 commitments in 2 different cities on specific days. Beside those, the details in the plans were filled in daily and changed daily. We planned the next day or 2, then booked the hotel. We decided what we are going to visit the next day or if we are traveling to next place. Change the plan as needed because the ultimate objective of the trip was to have fun and create lifetime memories, and not that we had a plan and we successfully followed the plan. Now, I'm not going to read through the 12 principles, but when we look at them, we find that they are all driven by the 4 values we just discussed. I say you should adopt the agile mindset when preparing for the PMP exam. You should make a study plan, but be happy to change it as needed, because ultimately the objective is not that you had an 8-week plan and you successfully followed it. Instead, review your progress weekly, maybe every other day. Discuss with your study buddy if you have one. Your goal is to pass the exam. I wish you the best of luck with the exam. Thanks for watching.